Okay, here is a boxing technique um, video. So we're just gonna go over the basics. We'll go over some technique, footwork, boxing stance. We'll go over the punches. Utilize this video before you do a boxing workout that I'll have to go with this video. So let's start with let's just open up and activate the body. It's super important to just make sure the body is active and firing, so your boxing workout isn't just arms and shoulders. You want your glutes, you want your core, you want your hips open, you want your shoulders open for full range of motion. You don't want to cut anything short. You want to make sure you're at full range. So we'll just warm up with 10 circles forward. You can shake your neck out, head out, and then reverse them. When you reverse them, be mindful. Swim them over that blade and keep that rotation going. So we'll do 10 forward and then 10 backwards, or wherever if you're feeling tight, like I'm feeling a bit tight here, just open and close it. Okay? From there, shake them out, shake them out, shake them. What I want us to do now is we're going to open up the chest and the back. So usually how I like to do this, you get into a tabletop position, and we'll do a couple of those cat-cow yoga poses. So you really want to pull up, press against the floor, rotate the elbows in, push out. Inhale up, exhale out. That will open your lats and your chest. From this position, you're gonna just tuck your toes under you, and you're just gonna get into an elevated knee position here, and we're just gonna tap 8 times. So 3, good. Each side, just tap. This will get our core firing, and then drop. From there, you'll just flip onto your back, and what I want you to do, focus, we're gonna bridge, and the focus is just keeping the glutes tight. 2, 1, down. 2, 1, down. 2, 1, down. You'll do that for about 8 to 10 times. Shake them out. Again, remember, you want to keep core active, keep the glutes active, and then open up those shoulder blades. From here, just hang and try to get out of that lower back. Hang, hang, hang. Grab opposite elbows. And we'll go. Take a deep breath. Optional, you can go and hold a plank for 30 seconds, and that'll get your core ready to go. Footwork, boxing stance. So what you'll do, you'll stand 2 feet together. You'll go left foot forward, angle it to the right a bit. Right foot to the side, angle it to the same side. You'll know when you're in a good boxing position if you can squat down, and I'll show you how it'll look. Okay, so feet together here. I'm using this band just so I can show you what the distance looks like. Left foot forward, you're gonna angle it. So my foot isn't straight, you're angled to the right. Right foot on the other side of this line or band, it's angled the same way. So they're angled that way. You should be able to squat. You can get me hold up now. So you should be able to squat deep in that stance, come back up, okay? And you should be able to rotate your punches and get inside that motion, okay? So, but that's where your foot should look like. That should be ideally your boxing stance. Now that you have your boxing stance, hand position, left hand, ball it up into in a fist to the front side of the chin, ball up your right side, back side of the chin, tuck your elbows, okay? So this is your stance. This is your start stance. This is where you live. Make sure your feet are always there, and if you can squat down and up, you're in a good position, okay? So it looks like this from the side, left hand to the front, elbows tucked. From the right side, this way. Again, if you're lefty, you do the opposite side, right? So it'll be right foot forward, left foot back, right hand to the front of the chin, left hand to the back of the chin. Same thing, you can go into your squat. So the first punch I want to go over with is the jab. Your body should be active, hips should be open. I have a warm-up video, which is awesome to really get your body engaged, and I would highly recommend you doing that before you getting into your boxing workout. The jab from the hip, okay? All your punches will come from the ground up. So you're in your boxing stance here. From that hip will turn and you'll shoot your arm straight. That arm will go aligned with the chin, back home. So anything that leaves home comes back home. So from that hip, you don't want to push it, you just want to turn that body. You want to rotate, use your obliques, extend, come back. Extend, come back. Whatever leaves home comes back home. You think about in boxing, you want to, the faster you turn that hip, the faster that punch leaves. So be explosive and turn that punch. That's your jab. We call that the one. So one jab. The next punch is your cross. In your boxing stance, right hand is there, elbows are tucked. You're going to pivot off that back foot, pivot, extend, pivot, extend, pivot, extend. You don't want to lean and punch. Again, you're grounded. There's equal weight on both the left and the right foot. Pivot that foot. That foot will turn the hip, which will lead to a fast punch. So shoot it in, shoot it out. Back in. Every time you punch, you breathe. Right? So jab, breathe. Cross, breathe. Air leaves the body when the punch leaves home base. So that's your jab cross. That's your 1-2. Those are your primary movers, right? So those are the ones you really want to perfect and really want to work on. The more reps you do, the more punches you throw, the better they're going to be for you. The next thing what we want to work on is the hook, right? We'll go left hook. If this is a new punch to you, and if your body isn't accustomed to rotating, spend some time, right? I'll show you the proper way to do it. So we're in our boxing stance. Make sure you're good to go. We're going to pivot off that left foot. That left foot is going to pivot, and we're going to open up and throw that hook. The arm will it will look like this. It'll hook, and we're going to aim for that same target. Anytime you're practicing your punches or doing your shadow boxing, imagine a balloon or a ball here, and all your punches must land on that particular target. So again, the left hook. We have our left hand where it should be. We're going to rotate. We're going to pivot off that foot and throw that hook. The arm should be high. You don't want to throw it low. This can serve as defense. So here, back home. And everything is punch from home base. You don't want to open it out and loop it. Try not to open it out and loop. When you're working on the bag, sometimes you have a tendency to do that, but for learning purposes and motor control, keep it where it should be. So we throw that hook. Spin, let the foot do the movement. Hip, turn. So give you a couple of different angles from it. Here, right? You want your lat to really come through and be active. That's why it's so important to activate the whole body, because it's just not your arms working here. It's rotation, obliques, lats are moving back forward. Okay, that's the three. So we got the 1, 2, and the 3 down. The next thing that we're going to do is a right hook. Okay, so right hook, we're going to shoot this one to the body. You can shoot it up high too, but you really want to keep this for more of a body punch. So we're here at the same principle, right? You're going to pivot off that back foot, turn, right? High, low. So keep your hands up. You never want to drop your hand either. So remember, home base is home base. You don't want to drop the hand and leave yourself open. So drive, drive, high, that way. Spin, make sure you're driving off the ground, getting that heel up, all the way through. My stance is always on the ball of my foot. My right heel is always a bit elevated. You can slide a piece of paper right under that heel, so I can always be ready to move and move in, move out. So that's the 4, right? So the right hook is your 4. We go to the uppercut. So the uppercut, nice and easy. You're in your boxing stance. What you want to do, you want to load the uppercut, so you kind of, you like you're spinning, like you spin and load it, drive through that left foot, pivot, explode. So lock it, boom, explode. Lock, explode. Lock, explode. It's not, you just don't want to throw uppercuts like that, like that. You want to make them mindful. From your position, we're going to load the body, pivot through. Load, pivot, load, pivot. Once you get good with the uppercuts, you can be able to just shoot them from various positions. When you shoot the uppercut, we're either targeting here or here. So you can shoot it to the body, shoot it to the chin. Okay? So, and keep your obliques, keep your core tight. If you throw a lot of these and you do them the right way, you'll feel your obliques working. So, that's the 5. We'll go to the uppercut on the right side, which is the 6. Same, all the principles are still working for us, right? We squat through, we're gonna drive off that back foot, we're gonna load the hip, shoot it. Load, shoot, load, I kind of just turn into just turn into that hip, load through. So, ooh. One way that I was taught this is, I know it sounds foolish, but if you're pretending like you're washing your face, right? So you're here, you're rolling the hips, right? So it'll help you get that mobility or that motor pattern that you're not used to in throwing these uppercuts, right? So the same thing, you're rolling those hips, okay? That covers technique, like beginner technique. I'll add maybe some movement if I do that in the next workout video, but for right now, you got your bases covered. You got your jab, your 1, your cross, your 2, hook, 3, hook, 4, uppercut, 5, uppercut, 6. Those are the tools you need to go through the workout that I'll be giving you. And if I have to make any adjustments, but I'll do that. But definitely take a look at this and practice your punches and make sure they're all intentional. All right.